Yo, welcome everyone. Bitcoin is about to break this major trendline resistance, but try to not get trapped now, and let me show you why. First, you can see that yes, Bitcoin is really trading slightly above our major diagonal area of resistance when we are connecting our lower highs on the 4-hourly time frame. So technically speaking, when we are zooming in, we are already getting a breakout towards the upside. However, at least as right now, we are not really getting any much follow through towards the upside. The volume for the past few hours is very low, and to be honest right now, if you ask me, would I fire a brand new long or a buy position at this specific area? The answer is definitely going to be no. Yes, I do remain in all of my long trades, including all of the trading pots right here. However, the area where we are as right now, or maybe even if we are going to push slightly higher towards the upside, is the area where we are not looking for brand new long trades, but only for a potential short or a sell position. And later in the video, yes, I'm going to share with you where we can be looking for another short trade on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, and also right now, Ethereum Bitcoin chart, it is also breaking another very important diagonal area of resistance. So I really want to talk about this one as well. But now, let's look where Bitcoin does have another very important diagonal area of resistance when we are connecting our all-time high with another lower high. So we are right now going to go with the all-time high, connecting the lower high exactly this specific area, where you can right now see another very important diagonal area of resistance. If Bitcoin is right now actually going to continue higher, is going to come in at approximately 97,000 US dollar area. Remember from yesterday, why is this specific level such an important one? Simply because it does align perfectly with the golden Fibonacci ratio, which is also going to align perfectly with our recent lower highs being right here for liquidity. So yes, definitely, if we do go higher, an even bigger area of resistance on Bitcoin is definitely going to get hit. However, even if we right now continue towards the upside, even if Bitcoin right now starts forming some kind of bigger green candles, no way I am looking for another long trade. Probably most people right now paying attention to this specific diagonal level are going to say to themselves, okay, we are getting a breakout right here, I'm going to fire a brand new long trade. But usually they are going to get trapped, simply because the best strategies are going to be, you need to be looking to buy low and potentially sell high. Are we right now high or low? Clearly, because we are pushing towards the upside, because we are trying to get a breakout right here, of course, I'm not looking for any brand new buy positions right here, only a potential short trade. But now, yes, we did get some kind of a bullish Bitcoin indication when we go with our exponential moving averages. On the 2-hour time frame, Bitcoin is potentially going to be able to get a bullish cross of the 50 and 200 EMA. This right here is then going to mean we are moving in an average uptrend on the 2-hour time frame, bullish Bitcoin indication. Also, on the 1-hour time frame, we have already gotten a bullish cross. 50 EMA is above the 200 EMA, which is also right now going to mean we are already moving in an average uptrend on the 1-hourly, potentially on the 2-hourly very soon, and also on the 4-hourly here, we are still very far apart from each other. 50 EMA is still well below the 200 EMA, so to be honest, at least as right now, on the higher term time frames, for example on the 4-hourly, we are not really looking super bullish, and that is why in the next few hours, in the next few days, I am definitely interested to fire a brand new short or a sell trade right here. Now, additionally, when we right now pay attention to where Bitcoin is trading as right now, it really does look like we are still being in some kind of an ascending channel. The top of the channel, the first some kind of an area of resistance is going to come in at approximately 95,000 US dollars. And also right now, what if we are zooming in on the 30-minute time frame? One could even right to say to me, bro, it does look like we might be forming some kind of a rising wedge pattern, which is of course also going to be a bearish pattern for Bitcoin, because potentially it could mean we get a push towards the upside, hit the top of our ascending channel, hit the top of our rising wedge pattern, and only then we do get a bigger push towards the upside. And this is right now also why I would really appreciate for you to smash up the like button, because 1,000 likes are really possible. And of course also thank you for subscribing to the channel. Now let's talk about exactly what other people have been doing in the market, and also let me share with you exactly what bearish indication we right now need to get on Bitcoin before we fire a brand new short trade, maybe even in the next few hours. So first, what you're going to notice when we pay attention to our CVD indicator, indicator, the yellow line. It is measuring if brand new buying or selling pressure is coming in the market, and clearly as right now, we are getting a push toward the upside. This right now means buying pressure is coming in the market for the past few hours, but Bitcoin, it looks like we are forming a brand new lower high. Higher high on the CVD. This right here is actually going to be a bearish Bitcoin indication, bearish divergence on the CVD indicator, bearish absorption, which could potentially mean we might be looking for another very slight push towards the downside on the Bitcoin price itself. But looking right now only at the CVD, it is not going to be enough for me to fire a brand new short trade. We need to see a bigger sign of weakness, because also right now, what if we go with the RSI indicator on the 1 hourly time frame? You're going to see right here something completely different that the CVD indicator is right now telling to us, because this one right here is being slightly more bearish. The RSI indicator is forming a lower low right here, while Bitcoin is getting a higher low. So the RSI is forming a hidden bullish divergence, while the CVD indicator is forming a bearish divergence, something completely opposite. But fortunately right now, we do not have to guess if Bitcoin is actually going to get a push towards the upside or a push towards the downside. We simply need to be prepared if we start losing a very important support area. Only in this scenario, I would say, I'm looking for lower targets on Bitcoin. Until then, I'm looking for higher. I'm looking for our higher target to actually be hit, maybe even in the next few hours. And yes, later in the video, I'm also going to share with you the exact price target I'm right now paying attention to. But first of all, what is going to be a sign of weakness on Bitcoin? Because of course, looking right now at the CVD indicator, yes, it is going to be a bearish indication for Bitcoin, but not enough for me to fire a brand new short trade. The first bearish indication is going to be if Bitcoin starts losing a very important area of support. And what is going to be the first support level for Bitcoin? It is going to be the value area high, coming in almost exactly at 90,600 US dollar area. Why is this specific level such an important one? Simply because when we right now also go with the anchored VWAP, and we are going to anchor it exactly at this specific low, coming in not exactly at the value area high, but definitely very, very close. Additionally, almost exactly at our value area high and at the anchored VWAP, we also do have our recent low, which is right here for liquidity purposes. And this is right now why, if we do get a push down, get acceptance below our value area high, only in this scenario, I'm bearish on Bitcoin, looking already for another push towards downside. Start losing the value area high, I'm going to then look to fire a brand new short or sell position on the Bitcoin price itself. But of course, if we are right now going to continue higher, I'm going to look to fire a short trade only at the best area of resistance. And why potentially we can still be expecting at least one more push towards the upside right here, at least towards the top of our major ascending channel, simply because pay right now attention to the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. On the 1 week time frame, the bigger liquidations are going to be exactly above the recent highs at approximately 94,200 US dollars. Let's right now also zoom in on the 3-day time frame, where you're actually going to see a very similar story. Bigger liquidations on Bitcoin exactly above the recent high. However, what if we right now zoom out on the 2-week time frame? Are bigger liquidations also above the highs, or potentially are they below the recent lows? And you're right now actually going to see something very, very interesting. For sure, we do have liquidations exactly above the recent highs. However, Bitcoin also does have major liquidation cluster at approximately 83,000 US dollar area, where over 183 million of long trades are going to get liquidated. So this right here is definitely a level that is acting as a magnet for Bitcoin, and of course also why potentially we might be looking for a push towards downside. So of course that is why I'm telling to you, if we do get right now, first of all, a push towards the upside, hitting our area of resistance, for sure, I'm interested to fire a short or a sell position on Bitcoin, and if then we are going to continue even higher, I'm going to be adding even more capital to my short trade. That is why if you want to trade with us, take an advantage of the free 30,000 US dollar bonus with the first link down below right here, because only after you register on Bybit, you're going to get 20 USDT completely for free. And also, after you're going to deposit, you're going to get another 20 USDT. Then of course also you can open up your first trade. You're going to get even bigger bonuses, but only with using the first link down below after you register and after initial deposit. Right now, let's talk about what is going to be our next higher target if Bitcoin actually does get another push towards the upside. We right now know what is going to be a sign of weakness. If we start losing the value area high, we can then definitely say, okay, Bitcoin is most likely to drop even lower towards upside. But are we doing this right now? Not yet. So that is why higher targets, at least in my opinion, are still slightly more probable. And the next level I'm going to be paying attention to is simply the top of our ascending channel, 95,000 US dollars. And then of course also the next higher target I'm going to be aware of is simply going to be the gold Fibonacci ratio when we go from our high right here back towards the low. And you can right now see that the gold Fibonacci ratio is coming in at approximately 97 and 98,000 US dollar area. Definitely a major price target if Bitcoin does right now actually continue its way towards the upside. The gold Fibonacci ratio, of course, it is also perfectly aligning with the anchored VWAP when we anchor it exactly at this specific high. So the gold Fibonacci ratio right here is really not a random price target. It is definitely something I would be aware of if Bitcoin right now does get another push towards the upside. Additionally, what about Ethereum? Because a lot of people are asking me right now, have I already entered a brand new short trade on Ethereum? And the answer is going to be no. Yes, we are right now already trading at a major liquidity cluster right here, but yeah, to be honest, I still haven't entered a short trade simply because right now I'm still being slightly more patient also with Bitcoin. However, Ethereum right now, it is already trading at a very important liquidity level. And also another important target I would be aware of on Ethereum is going to be when we go from our swing low back towards the high, back towards our swing low. And what you're right now going to see, we are already trading at the 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension target on Ethereum USD chart at approximately 3,200 US dollar area. But the reality right now is, if Bitcoin is going to continue higher, probably Ethereum is also going to follow towards our next higher liquidity level at approximately 3,269 US dollar area. Yes, Ethereum Bitcoin chart is right now getting a break towards the upside, which definitely is going to be a bullish indication for Ethereum. However, I would say like that, if we are looking for a short trade on Bitcoin, we can then also potentially be looking for a short trade on Ethereum itself as well. And that is of course why, yes, I'm definitely more interested to fire a brand new short trade on Bitcoin very soon, potentially on a sign of weakness once we are going to see the acceptance below the value area high, or simply if we are right now going to get another push towards the upside towards our higher targets. The exact plan is also going to be with Ethereum, because another major area of resistance, as you can see right here, it is also coming in almost exactly above the recent highs right here at approximately 3,269 US dollar area. And this is right now why, if you want to also trade with us, take an advantage of the free bonus using the first link down below, because when you're going to register, you're already going to get 20 USDT completely for free. Then make sure you deposit, you get another 20 USDT, and then of course also you can trade with us, opening your first trades, getting even more bonuses using the first link down below after you register and after initial deposit. But also right now, thank you for smashing up the like button.